All right, so today is a unique day. All right, so to everyone who has not scrolled away, who is watching right now, trying to just listen. Now, I'm going to tell you what is going to happen in the future, and I'm talking about this channel particularly. It's a vision I've had for a long time, and once God shows you a vision, He doesn't say, "Oh, because He does not want to do it, then He will not give you something else." No, there's a path that you must walk. All right. So if you don't walk in that path, He will always keep trying to bring you to that path until you begin to walk the path. And if you resist it continuously, that's when you fail, you become unsuccessful. Even if you have money, I hope you understand that. Grab it fast. Now, this channel and mostly all my social media platforms, you're going to be seeing various sides of me. But one of the major reasons I created or I speak online is to promote the gospel. I'm not a pastor, right? But as a child of God, I try to promote the gospel through the internet, right? Just inspire believers, Christians, to not be afraid to talk about scriptures in the Bible. If you're like me, who is introverted, who is shy of talking to people, at least here you have a little confidence. You're talking to yourself in the camera, or right, trying to speak to the world at once. So I find it, at least I'm not keeping mute. So if you're like me, you can always use this internet, the social medias, to promote the kingdom of God, and it's through good works, right? Of course, when it is time, and I've gotten the views and the followers and the clamor that is necessary, I'm going to ask for partners and sponsorship and all that, and subscribers and members for different platforms. Now, the purpose of this is to do good works. Most of that funding will be going into good works, just to, I'm passionate about wiping or making children smile, not letting them be hungry, not letting them be in distress or pain. So that is something I'm disturbed about, actually. So I don't like seeing children crying, being hungry and all that. So just to make, give them, there's this passion I have for making children smile and wiping tears out of the face of people, alright? I know lack, I've seen lack. So I understand how it may feel. You question God, you question His existence. Even when you believe, you question a lot of things, right? So that would be one of the major reasons I'm going to be using my platform for a lot of good works. I'm going to share the good news right now, and it is that now I'm on the board of trustee of an NGO, all right? And it's amazing how God did it, because earlier this year He told me that I'm going to work with NGOs. So when it happened, I remember that He once told me something about NGOs. So I went back to look at where I wrote it, and really, it has happened. He fulfilled it. So it is happening. It is, becoming a fruition in my life. So I'll be working with different NGOs in time, trying to do good works. Just be among those people doing a lot of good works in the world. And through this channel, I'm going to be needing your support. But most importantly, one way I want you to support me and what I do. Like I said earlier, you'll be seeing a lot of diverse part of me, right? So today I'm coding, tomorrow I'm singing, next tomorrow I'm in one country doing one charity work or the other. So that is the life of freedom I want to live, all right? So one thing I want you to do for me is to just subscribe and like, and share this, all right? So let this channel get the eyes it needs to see. And if you're someone who wants to support the works that I plan to do and I'm working on, please reach out to me, and let's make some people's life better, all right? It's never enough. You just have to do the little you can, and when we come together, we are able to achieve a lot more, right? So just so right now I'm not asking for any funding or any support yet. What I just want from you that is viewing is to like, share, follow, or subscribe depending on the platform you're watching from. But please, that's the way I need you to support, because the more eyes that get to see this channel, the better, all right? Because this is a vision for the future. It's a vision I have, and it's something I want to be doing all my life, all right? Something I want to be doing all my life, talking about the kingdom of God, doing a lot of good works, creating things, building products, just being in the business of life, especially or entirely. So please support this channel, all right, in any way you can, all right? Sharing just a second, and you've shared it to all your friends, just a second, and you subscribe, just a second, and you've liked. So please don't be just try and support this channel in that way, and when the time is right, even you will know, all right? So thank you once again for your time, and this is the end of my speech. Still can connected.